I'm Tom, and you are watching me play Dark Souls Remastered. Today... oh god damn it. I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter, so I keep doing the attack button to run. So that's a thing. But today I'm actually going... oh, there we go, Manage a Mildred. We'll show that off, I suppose. I said earlier that running up here is usually a good way to fight invaders because none of the other enemies will follow you up here. That is true. This invasion here that I'm getting is actually a scripted invasion. It happens when you're offline as well as online. It's an NPC invasion. It should be fairly easy though. That attack can be parried. It doesn't look like it can be, but it can. Let's manage a Mildred down. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a fairly easy... oh, well, sweet, look at that. Got myself some humanity and a butcher's cleaver. Once again, trying to run using the R1 button. I'm going to go through and show you the run that I usually do to get large Titanite shards. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to upgrade my weapon to a +10 before I fight QUELAAG. It's not something you have to do, but it's something I would genuinely suggest. Or generally suggest, I should say. I also keep trying to dodge with an A, because that's what you do in Monster Hunter again. Hasn't made me take any damage yet, so that's something I suppose, but... now, there's some soul items around here. I'm not sure if I've actually done any, once again... I'm not sure if there is much here that I have or haven't picked up, because I have actually come down here before. I came down here originally to get some stuff. I haven't collected this, so that's something I suppose. That is the Pyromancer set right there, as well as the Poison Mist Pyromancy, if you're interested in that. However, what I want to do here is actually kill... I don't know if you can see him in the water here. This guy here. And the reason I want to do that I really don't like those guys. The reason I want to kill these wormy men, leeches? I think they're leeches is what they are really, is because they drop large Titanite shards. They also drop green Titanite shards if you're interested in like a holy weapon or whatever. But the reason that I want large Titanite shards is so I can upgrade to +10 on my Claymore. I should actually check how many I have. One large Titanite shard. Once again, trying to run with the wrong button. But they have a fairly high drop rate. I actually die very easily to this Claymore, which is also useful. You'll notice that I'm poisoned right now, but I don't actually seem to be doing anything about it. The reason for that is, once again, trying to run with the wrong button, is that poison, you notice the actual amount of damage that the poison is doing is not minuscule, but it's not in no way large. So you can, for the most part, ignore it. Pay attention to your health occasionally, but for the most part you can largely ignore it until you get down to like a quarter health thereabouts. I'm getting fairly unlucky here. This is easier if you have rings and things that increase your item find. Honestly, the worst part about the poison is that noise that you have to put up with. getting very unlucky here. But there is a bunch of leeches around here, and they all have a chance to drop either one large Titanite shard, or they can drop 5 green Titanite shards. That was close. It is worth noting these guys do a fair amount of damage, so you do have to be slightly careful when fighting them. Oop, that one's dropped something. That one's dropped something as well, I think. You notice I'm going for the kills before trying to loot. It's just safer. Oh, there we go, 5 green. Not what I'm looking for, but whatever. That was actually off that corpse, it wasn't off a drop of one of these guys. Also, I don't know where the other ones went. They sort of flicked away. The ragdoll physics on these leeches can make things a little difficult when you're trying to loot them. I also don't know how that one didn't hear me, but okay. Also a weapon here, it's the server. It'll actually passively heal you when you do damage. Doesn't do a lot of healing, but I mean it's something, I suppose. I'm not doing a very good job of showing off the fact that these guys can drop large Titanite shards, because they haven't dropped any yet, but if you're looking for green Titanite shards, they're really good. There's also a few more just around here, and then you essentially you've done a full circle and you can just go back to the bonfire. Or if you prefer, you can actually go to the bonfire in the Great Hollow and do the same. No drops again. I'm going fairly carefully here and just doing one at a time. This is a particularly unlucky run. Just RNG, I suppose, but... And finally, this last two, just over here. And one fell through the ground, okay then. And that's some green Titanite shards there. So I got unlucky and got nothing, but I'll do this a few times and get some large Titanite shards, and I'll be back with you in a second. Large solid proud knight right there if you need one. This place here has a large Titanite shard. Alright, and I'm back. I did 2 and a bit more runs after that one I showed you, and they were far more lucky because that got me up to 9 large Titanite shards, which is what I need. 9 will get you from a +5 to a +10. I'm now going to show you the way up, the intended way back up through Blighttown. Also known as the way that I went down to start with. Unfortunately I got poisoned there, but you know, such is life. There are actually those little shit guys that will toxic you, so I will put on some blooming purple moss clump just to save myself some trouble in the future. I could have got on that, don't know why I didn't. So this is just out from the bonfire. You can walk up onto this elevator, for want of a better word. It's like a massive water wheel, I suppose. Actually, it's not a water wheel because it's not run by water. It's like a dog wheel, I think, strictly speaking. I think there's a little dog in there that's making it run. Yep, there you go. I don't want to get hit here, but I want to show this off. Yeah, he's dead. If you look down in that wheel there, You see a little dog? He's the one who was running the entire thing. I don't think you can kill him. But if you did, I don't think it'd stop it moving either. Worth noting. Now, I'm gonna go this way. I think maybe I should kill the dudes up there first. Because I could get toxic here and that would suck. But, there's this tree here, which you can run across. Be careful while doing that. I did that fairly fast because I didn't want to get toxic, but in all honesty, it may be worth going slower and try and make sure you don't get toxic. This here is the Crimson set, which is actually a really good set of armor considering how light it is. And Remedy, which is a sorcery that will get rid of poison and toxic. I like how they give that to you at the intended end of Blighttown, essentially, which is quite funny, but it's a sorcery that will save you if you get a status, essentially. I actually think it gets rid of bleed as well, if I remember correctly, but bleed, you're not often going to need to get rid of bleed, because the way that bleed works is a build up and then just does a bunch of damage, so less useful to get rid of. Now if we go over here, we'll probably see that little shit there. I'm gonna see if I can shoot him with my longbow. Could be a waste of arrows, I suppose, but I think he just fell off. No, he totally did. Alright, makes it easier for me from now on, I suppose. I think, although being shot from below may actually be harder than being shot from above. Once again, running back here, be careful. That guy's shooting at me. Because he's a dick. We come around here, and there's a ladder right here. You can actually ignore that whole section, but you get a catalyst and a fairly good set of armor, so whether it's worth it or not, it's entirely up to you. Now, I'm gonna just run through here and hope not to get poisoned, but there is a lot of poison dudes here. There we go, I'm toxic. I think I'm gonna just keep myself toxic because, honestly, I'm gonna get toxic again because it takes like one toxic thing to toxic me. Gonna heal through the toxin. Running swing attack! I will clear the toxin now because I can't afford to go through that much Estus. Now the real question is, can this guy shoot me from all the way back here? Probably is the answer, but I'm gonna try and jump over to him. Yeah, I've got jump set to that. Good. I'm gonna wait here for a bit and see if he stops. Just to make it easier on myself. I've got the poise, so I should be able to just jump across. I don't think he knows I'm here. Just for safety, I'm gonna put Humanity there. See, there we go, now he's given up. Sweet. The dogs down here are a pain in the ass. That's mainly why I shot him with the arrow. There was a poison dart guy down here, but I don't know where he's gone. He's climbing back up. Didn't know he did that. 2 dogs in here. Careful. Because one will bite, the other will blow fire, pretty much always. But in here, we have a Firekeeper soul, which is useful. Get rid of that so I can fast roll again. I'm actually going to run past these dogs. Because I have poise, I can actually climb this ladder and they won't be able to hit me. This guy slowly getting back to his post. I could kill those dogs, but I'm not going to. Let the Doge live. It's worth noting as well, actually, as soon as you pick up that Firekeeper soul, Lautrec will kill the Firekeeper. Either that or if you beat QUELAAG, either one does that. That's kind of... It's something that you'll only know if you've played the game before, what I'm talking about there, but... It's just a sort of advanced game mechanic, knowing when certain triggers do certain things in the game. If you haven't played the game before, you don't really have to worry about that. But it's a sort of interesting tidbit nonetheless. So we're coming back here and we're pretty much back up the top. If you don't have the master key, you need to get this. Because you get this, and it is key to New Londo Ruins, which will open the door that we originally opened in the master key way back in episode 1 or 2 or whatever when we came down here. And then it's just these blokes, which I'm just going to run past, but... You can kill them if you want, like 500 souls each I suppose. But they're very easy to run past and they won't follow you out of the cave, so... Honestly, running past them is usually the better option. Usually, anyway. Takes you back out to the Valley of the Dregs. And this door here, which will ordinarily be closed. I open this from coming up this way at the start of the game, but this will be closed and the New Londo's key will open it. That we just picked up. You can run down here, come out here, go up this elevator and you're back at Filing Shrine. Which is a really useful shortcut. And as I was saying earlier, if you have the master key, you can get there from the start of the game. Elevator music. More elevator music. And that music cue when you enter Filing Shrine is always good. Makes you feel like home. We come up here and we go, oh no! Poor Anastasia. She's dead. That's where Lautrec usually sits. And because the Firekeeper is there, well, because the Firekeeper is dead, I should say, the bonfire cannot be lit. Intriguing, is it not? I don't know if these guys are new or not, but I think they've probably been there because I think I went to the depths at one point. I think they come up when you go to the depths. Can't remember specifically. Now, when that Filing Shrine fire is gone, it's best to actually come here. I'm just going to run past these enemies because they'll give up. But if you come here... Arrow was close to hitting me. I heard it get fired and land right behind my feet. Come here is the next closest bonfire, essentially, after you've got this shortcut to the parish. But... we come down here to our faithful Andre.
Ah, why, that's a fine ember you have there. I could smith some mighty weapons with one of those. Why not lend it to me?
This is a large ember that we got from the depths. So you give him that.
Magnificent.
Magnificent.
Be disappointed. I can hardly wait to get started.
What he can now do is take my Claymore +5 and put it to a +6. He can also make it raw. What raw does is... here. It lowers the scaling down, but it gives you more raw damage, essentially. So if you're doing very low builds, it can be useful, but not very often. I want to go to +6, which will just bump everything up. I'm then going to reinforce, and I can go to the +6, go to +7, +8, +9, and +10. Don't think there's anything I need from him. I don't think so.
Don't get you. No.
Neither of us want to see you go hollow. Alright. Now with that, I shall cut, and then I'll be back down next to the QUELAAG bonfire, probably. Yeah. Alright. With you in a sec. This is what they call the Blacktown Drop. My speedrunning skills. Alright. I actually came back a bit earlier because I wanted to show off my amazing speedrunning skills. But I'm now going to go take on QUELAAG with the, like, I don't know, I've probably got like 10 minutes left in my episode. I have poison moss clumps, I can just run through this poison. These dudes with the massive boulders suck balls. So the easiest way to get around them is if you come to the right here. They can't, well, they can attack you, but they won't notice you if you run up here. Which makes coming up here a lot easier. If they put one more guy there, this area would be so much worse. I am actually going to use one of these, so I'm no longer poisoned. Now, coming down into QUELAAG's domain, there's these disgusting fellows here. Don't attack them. There we go, be wary of attacking. That's actually worth rating up. I would say I do have the orange soapstone. If you attack these guys, maggots will come out of them and attack you. As horribly disgusting as that sounds and is. So, I suggest against it. If you've beat Maneater Mildred, which is to say if you're human and you fought her and then you come here as human, you can summon her for this boss. She doesn't actually do much, but why not? She usually just gets in the way and dies, but hey. Once again, I'll let the cutscene play. Spider boobs. It seems very odd to me that she smiles. Oop, jump. She also vomits lava, which is worth noting. There is a spot over here somewhere where you can cheese the fuck out of her. It's like here. I think it's over here, maybe? Maybe. There's a place where you can, like, do a jump up there and just cheese the shit out of her. Also, Mildred will die. I'm not worried about it. I think it is there. I think you run and just jump here. She just won't do anything to you? So if you want, you can just stand here and shoot her with arrows. She's immune to poison damage though, so she won't get poisoned. And I don't have enough arrows to do this the cheesy way, but, as you say, if you hit her in the body, she'll get stunned. Also does more damage. The problem with Mildred there is if she decides to do a massive AoE attack, I could be in trouble. But as you can see here, very cheesable. I'm gonna die. As I said, the AoE attack. Alright, I'll cut back to when I'm actually at the boss fight. Alright, and we're back. Probably didn't need to cut that out, but it's unnecessary, so I will. I didn't go back human again, so we won't have Mildred. The reason she did that explosion attack, by the way, is because she was distracted by Mildred. Usually, if you're up in that spot, she'll never do any attack. She'll just run at you. Which is kind of insanely stupid, but... she can do what she wants. Alright. I'm going to do Power Within here. You'll notice what Power Within does is... you can see my health is slowly draining. However, I do a lot more damage. You'll notice I'm doing thousands of damage. 333 per hit. It's not insignificant. Now she's dead. That's what a plus 10 weapon can do, and a plus 10 weapon plus Power Within is... it's up there with damage. You get a twin humanity for that, which is nice, but also, I can go up here. This is where my stuff was. But this part here is where you need to stand, and she will just run at you. So if you've got like a million arrows, you can just shoot her. If you want to kill her at the very start of the game, and you just start as the ranger with the bow, buy a few, run to Andre, get a few arrows, and then run down here and just shoot her. If you want to do like a really cheesy way of beating her. Now Power Within will last for a while, so I'm going to be draining health as I go, but just Estus to go through it. In fact, because I sat at the bonfire down, I'll actually show you the secret bonfire here now. I usually skip it because, well, I want to homeward burn all the way up to Firelink. It's usually the last place I sat. However, cutscene, once again. I'll actually show the bonfire this time because I have the one that's down in Blighttown anyway. So I'm going to have to run up irrespective. And running up from here as opposed to running up from the bottom really makes not that much difference. Sen's Fortress is now open. That is just next to the parish, by the way, for those who don't realise. First time I played it, I didn't quite realise where that was. It actually gives you some fairly good contextual clues. Well, they give you a homeward bone, that's nice. What was also cool about that was the fact that I wasn't taking damage during that time from Power Within, but the timer was still going, so it ran out. I didn't take any damage. Well, people are being helpful here. Illusionary Wall and Covenant, and as they rightly say, Illusionary Wall. And also a Covenant.
Oh dear, what have we here? Are you a new servant? But you have no eggs. Ah, no matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
This is Ingi. He will sell some interesting pyromancies after you become a member of this covenant. They're essentially troll pyromancies. I think he sells corrosion, which is essentially, if you're playing in PvP, it will essentially break other people's armor. And this here is QUELAAG, who is QUELAAG's sister. And she, as you can see, she's quite sick. She also doesn't talk. There is a ring you can get. I think you can actually get it from the start of the game. I think it's one of the gifts you can choose, but it'll allow you to actually speak to QUELAAG and understand what she has to say. So you can enter this covenant. I'm not going to. Reinforce Estus Flask. She's a Firekeeper, so I can actually reinforce my Estus Flask using the Firekeeper souls I have. I think only 2, yeah. So my Estus Flask will heal me a lot more. I just did 2 in 1, so it'll heal me a lot more. I don't think she's just nothing. But this covenant here will give you Chaos Pyromancies, which are essentially really powerful pyromancies, but you usually get less casts of them. Essentially how it works. 23,000 souls, I can level up 3 times. So I'm going to go Strength, Dexterity, and Vitality. And the benefit of sitting at this bonfire is this is one of the warpable bonfires as well, it's worth noting. So later on you get the ability to warp between bonfires, and if you've sat at, you have to have sat at one first, so if you sit at this one you can warp straight here. We're at half an hour, so I'm going to cut it here. I don't want to go too far over half an hour in any of my videos anymore. But next time I might kill Ceaseless. I'll definitely be doing Sen's Fortress, so Sen's Fortress, maybe Ceaseless as well, we'll see. But thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.